Hey, what's up traders? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm sharing a raw, uncut, one-on-one mentorship session I had with the trader who's been struggling to stay consistent. We broke down his losing trades, dove deep dive into real risk management, and rebuilt his swing trading strategy from the ground up using technical analysis that actually works. We also cover what-if analysis to prepare for any market scenarios, strategies to stay calm and avoid panic, how to find great entries, and how to catch those massive moves that makes the difference. So if you ever felt stuck or unsure in your trading journey, this session is for you. Let's dive in. All right. So Salman, first do me a little favor and give me a little bit of your current background, your experience in trading. Okay, so that we can devise
Okay.
a specific plan, like your issues. But let's just give me like a little experience. How much experience do you have, and what kind of trader you are?
Okay. Basically, I started trading in Karachi Stock Exchange. That was my first experience back in 2015, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
before I came to Houston, and I was doing day trading over there because I have a couple of friends in the stock exchange. So they used to tell me buy this and that, but because I didn't have that patience, so I lost money over there. I made money too. In the end, but I used to do day trading over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I started trading over here in 2019, 2020 when the GameStop thing happened, right?
Yeah.
So in that, I lost money in cost because I got that at a high price and I had to sell it.
Okay, so you bought it high and then you sell low, basically,
Yeah, I
typically.
had to sell low. Yeah.
Okay.
And I lost, and I recovered that amount when I traded in Chinese stocks like Lee, Auto, Neo, and Xmen. So these three stocks I got regularly. I used to buy low, sell high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So looks, and then how long has it been?
See, then after I recovered my money, I stepped out. I used to invest in crypto as well, but I didn't have a good experience in crypto. Usually, I used to buy Doge. But again, I sold at I took bought at high and sold at low.
Okay.
I didn't have that patience to keep that money.
Okay. So did you
Uh,
have any
yeah.
plan when you buy? Do you have a plan?
No, instantly, when like hearing my friends buying it, so I said, okay, let me buy it too. So that was the thing. I didn't do any investigation on my end, and just uh,
Mm-hmm. So there's not
so
really like you don't really have a plan. Do you have any like risk management plan, like how much you're willing to lose, or anything like that?
not basically. I don't have a risk management plan
Mm-hmm.
because the amount tried to invest maybe for day trade or let's say for a month of, I know that I'll be recovering. After that, I did that loss in GameStop. So I knew that the stocks I will buy now will be good stocks. And luckily, I recovered. After that, I invested in a firm and they look after my portfolio. So I mean, if even if I want to sell or buy, they'll do it on their own.
Okay, so
So
right now you have a portfolio, you have a investment team company that is taking care of your portfolio.
yes,
So what's the problem with that?
no, because that's for long term. Like that's a goal for 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Okay, so my current what I need, if I can learn how to read the charts and let's say if there's something good I can buy and sell after a week,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe do day trading or where I can earn, a passive income.
Sure. Sure.
With that extra money, I'm willing to let what you have called risk management. If I'm losing that, it's okay, but I know I can make it too.
Okay, got it. So, I mean, it looks like that you are looking for passive income, right? And when we talk about passive income, then day trading is pretty much out of the picture because day trading is actually like a kind of a job that you have to do every
Yeah,
single day, and there's a lot of risk management, a lot of strategies, a lot of things that go into it that requires a lot of work. Okay,
Yes.
but you also mentioned that you're busy at work and you cannot give too much
I
time to
mean,
it.
I can give time. See, I'm busy in the sense that I have, I mean, I'm occupied, but the morning time, like from 8 to 10, don't have much to do, and in the afternoon as well, after like after 2 o'clock. So
Mm-hmm.
when, I mean, I can take out time if it's something I know I'm making money more than working like 8 or 10 hours a day, and if that one extra hour if I can put in the stock, I know I
Sure.
can take out time.
Okay. So like I think that a lot I'm noticing is also like has to do with your mindset. Okay. Like for
Yes.
example, you said that I was told and then I got in. You
Yeah.
had Bitcoin or you got into cryptocurrencies and then you got into those meme stocks and then
Yes.
somebody else told you something else, so you got into something else.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all,
Yes.
that is obviously you learned from your mistakes. That's a terrible strategy. Okay.
Yes.
Most in some cases you will win but in most cases you will lose, right?
Yes.
And that
That
is
is right.
just the name of the game. So it's something that is not going, so that's something you have to change. Okay, that's number
Yes.
one. So let's
This
just
is why I stopped doing that. I know that's more losing than winning, right? So I'm not doing that now.
correct. So let's just take that, let's just first have a mindset, okay, I'm gonna start fresh. Okay, I'm gonna
Oh,
um, no, and then second is to understand what is my trading style. I see that
okay.
you want to take out time, okay, which is great, but right
Yeah.
now like you don't have a time at this time, like you're busy and you don't have that knowledge to just start trading in the
Yes.
morning right away. So you, if
Yes.
you have time,
Exactly.
so first thing is that there are two things. First thing is that you have time separate to watch the markets, that's number one, but to
Okay.
execute trades at this time in the morning, that is not your current uh,
Yeah.
at this time you're not in that position, okay, to
Yeah, I'm not
consistently make money.
ready for that. Yes,
Right.
exactly.
So they say in, the longer you trade, longer you stay in the market, the more experience you get. Okay,
Yes.
and so first suggestion is that in the morning your first thing you need to do is understand and learn the basics of technical analysis, which is basically
Okay.
understanding support and resistance. Okay, there are
Okay.
lots of videos out there. There are lots of videos on my channel too. You can watch those videos on support
Okay.
and resistance. They will give you a basic
Okay.
idea where the stocks bounce and go up. Okay,
Then let me
number
make a note of it.
yeah. So let's just pull out your notes and we'll talk about your, and then what we'll do is once we have your plan derived, we'll look at your current couple of trades that you made. Okay, and then how you could have put that plan into perspective. Okay, how could
Okay.
have used this plan that we just made.
Okay.
Okay, so um, number one we did is that we talked about that we will learn some technical analysis. Okay,
Okay.
number two is that we have some risk management involved. So let's write
Okay.
risk management. So in the risk management part, basically what it is that when you are entering or when you're buying something, this is the
Okay.
basic essence of risk management. Okay, so when you are buying something,
Okay.
what you need to have what if analysis done before. So for example, let's say that I am buying something for $10. Okay, so
Okay.
I will think, as a risk manager, we are traders or just risk managers, we are saying, okay, what happens if it goes down at $8? What will I do?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
what will happen if it goes to $5? What will I do?
Okay.
What will happen if
Okay.
it goes to zero? What will I do? You have to think
Okay.
about all these scenarios, all the worst case scenarios and all the good scenarios
Okay.
as well. You think about it all
Okay.
beforehand. So
Okay.
now let's say that you bought a stock at $10 and your plan is, okay,
Okay.
if it comes to 8, I know this stock long term. Your plan is long term and you're buying like for like maybe 1 year. You think this company is gonna really, go somewhere in 1 year or 1 week or
Okay.
2 weeks, whatever. If you have a
Yeah.
plan, you say, okay, if it comes to 8, now you're not, your plan was to, if it comes to 8, I will buy more because you have more conviction on the stock, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So if it comes down, you're not gonna be, because you have a what if analysis done, you're not gonna say, oh my god, what should I do now? Should I sell? I'm in loss.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I
No,
won't panic.
you will not panic, right? Because you
Yeah.
already have a plan. So that's what call is what if analysis.
Okay.
So before entering a trade, you do what if analysis on your trade. So that's
Okay.
number one. That's what you need to do on risk management. Okay. Now the other part of risk management of what if analysis is that how much money you're risking. So if it goes to 8, for example, you will know, okay, you will be down, let's say $100, because if you bought 50 shares, you'll be down $100.
Yeah.
Now let's
Yeah.
say that $100 is too much for you, right? At this
Yeah.
time, $100 too. So at that time when you're buying 50, you're not gonna buy 50. So you will decide at that time. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you will, when you're buying it at that time, you will not buy 50, for example, you will buy maybe 25. Because you know, okay, if
Okay.
it comes down to 8, I will buy more 25. I'm not gonna sell.
Okay.
So again,
Okay.
if it goes down, your amount that you're down, you're not panicking. So you have to figure out, everybody is different, correct?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
everybody is different. So the amount that you're buying, you need to be okay with that. So if it
Okay.
goes down, you're not panicking.
Yeah.
The biggest mistakes we make in our lives, not just in trading, but anywhere, is when we are emotional. When we are emotional, we make the
Yes.
worst mistakes because we cannot think straight.
Yes.
So your
Yes.
job is to just be not emotional. And that is
Okay.
where the what if analysis and risk management comes into play.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's say that for example, let's say that I'm buying a stock at $10, and I say that, okay, you know what, if it comes down to $7, is too much low, I'm gonna get out. It's not what I'm thinking. Okay.
Okay.
Now at the same time, you also have, let's say that you can risk not more than $150. So you will buy only 50 shares. So if it comes down to 7, you will be down 150. So you already are aware that you're going to lose 150. So even if it comes down to 150 and you take a loss, it's not a huge hit to your
Yeah.
emotions because you are already
Yeah.
prepared in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's two part. One is analysis, which is what
Yeah.
if analysis that you will do,
Yeah.
and the other is the risk management analysis, what you will
Okay.
do. So there are two things that you're gonna do. Got that?
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. So now that we have that, okay, and let's. Do you have any other question before we go forward?
No. It's
Okay.
pretty clear now.
Does
Yeah.
that was that helpful? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Okay, great. So now that we have it, so let's look at one of the example. Let's look at one of the trades that you made.
Okay.
Give me a stock ticker. What I'll do is I'll share my screen. Okay,
Okay.
and we will go to that stock, like the stock that you traded, and
Okay.
what we'll do is and there's one more thing that we will talk about is your trading strategy, like according to your trading style, your trading strategy. Okay. Looks
Yeah.
like to me your trading strategy is, you want to obviously wanna buy low and sell high, right? But at those time,
Yes.
finding those areas, where are those low areas, and then keeping the risk management in mind, and then to buy and then hold because you're busy at first also, and in the meanwhile you learn technical analysis, like you want to hold longer periods. Okay, not like short term trading, because at this time you do not have enough chart experience. So for you it would be longer
Yes.
time frames, that gives you more time, and that also means that you want to be in good quality stocks, not bad quality stocks, because
Yes.
if you're getting into bad quality stocks and holding it longer, there's a high chance of it going down than up. Correct.
Yes.
So we'll keep that in mind as well.
So let me give you an example where I lost money. It can be crypto as well,
Yeah, just
right?
give me an example of the last trade that
Okay, the
you
last trade I did was Dell, DELL.
okay, DELL. Okay. So before before
This
I
is my last trade.
so before I talk about Dell, let's talk about basic understanding of support and resistance. Okay.
Okay.
So that you understand the charts. Okay.
Okay.
So you're looking at my chart, right? In Dell, this is a chart of Dell. This is a daily chart, which means each candle represents one day will go. This is a 5 year. Will go last 3 years of it. So this is the last three
Okay.
years of Dell. Okay.
Okay.
So so there's two things. One is support and one is resistance. Support means where the price comes down and then bounces, and the
Okay.
resistance means where the price comes up and then goes down from there. So where resistance means the price has having hard time going up, and
Okay.
support is price is having hard time going down from there. Okay.
Okay.
And the way we do that is we look at the chart and then we see that where are those price points, where the where the price is bouncing again and again from, which will be a support.
Okay.
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 So what we'll do is I will in this we're looking at this chart. Okay. So by this chart, by just looking, I can see right here that you see this area. If I start from
Yeah.
here, this is the area where the stock comes up and then goes down,
Goes
and then
down.
again it
Okay.
comes up and then goes down. You see that? So it's like this
Yeah.
area around this. Okay. Then here's another area where the stock comes up and then goes down. It's not having hard time going up,
Yeah.
and then it comes up and then goes down a little bit and then eventually goes up. Then again there's, you see this here, multiple times came up and then went down
Yeah.
again, right? So these are
Yeah.
resistant
Yes.
points. It's called resistant points where the
Okay.
stock is not having hard time.
Okay.
Similarly, if you look at the opposite, these are support points. You see this, where the stock came down
Okay.
multiple times and bounced, came down,
Okay.
bounced, right? uh, this is also, you can say, support where it came down and bounced. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, but the thing is that obviously just this is just one point where it bounced, but there was no other point where it bounced here, right? Look, it is another
Yeah.
point, same area bounced here as well.
Yeah.
But we want to find as many as point in the same area to have to make it a good quality support or resistance. Okay, that's
Okay.
what it means. So
Okay.
now that we understand that, okay, so now we're going to do our, so then we do our technical analysis. So notice here, there's like this is called horizontal. So if I draw, you see this resistance right here, this resistance
Okay.
point. So if I draw a line, notice what happened. This was resistance, and then
Okay.
once it came above this resistance, the same area becomes support.
Okay.
So the rule of trading in technical analysis, one of the, if the resistance, which is a long time resistance, you see it was a long time resistance, once it goes above resistance, the same area becomes support. Okay. So I can draw a line here again. So you see here, then this area next became resistance.
Yeah.
You see this again, it had some
Yeah.
trouble, and then look, once it broke again, then that became a support area for it, and then it went up. Same thing happened here.
Yeah.
Once it became support, it started to go up.
Okay.
Okay. Now look what happened.
Yeah.
We had drawn this line from way earlier, right? This is like back in like 222 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Look what happened here when the market crashed. It came
Yeah.
down to the same area. So if you had done your analysis, you would know
Okay.
this is a good area where the stock had went up a lot. So this could be a good area because this is where the demand was before. You see?
Okay.
You see that?
Yes.
I actually bought Dell here. I even alerted in my I have a, let me show you my Discord channel right here.
Okay.
So if you look here, I have in my chat room, there is a long-term stocks. Okay. And look, I had drawn these. You see this, the line we had drawn before. Earlier I
Yeah.
showed you. I had drawn these green spots, and I told my chart, my people in my, like, guys, I'm gonna be buying Dell at 80. I'll be buying 60 because these are the two areas. So I bought it
Yeah.
right here when it came down before the market crashed, because I thought, okay, market is going down, so if it comes down, it will be a good area to buy.
Buy.
So notice
Okay.
here, this was the right area right here.
Yes. Exactly.
I bought it right here, and I'm actually good green on this. Now I'm holding for long term, because the reason why it's long term is because it's Dell. It's the company is very, very profitable. They have
Yeah.
billions of dollars. So long term,
Yes.
I think that it's gonna go up. But I'm not gonna buy up all the way around here, because eventually when the
Yeah.
market stock breaks down, it comes down to support levels and then goes up. Okay.
Yeah.
So that being said, we learned two things. We learned technical analysis here, and we
Okay.
already learned risk management, and we already learned what if analysis. Okay, three things that we
Okay.
learned. So now we're gonna
Yes.
implement this under here. Okay. And
Okay.
now we're gonna implement what we learned, and we're gonna implement this in Dell. Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw these support resistance lines where I can see. Okay, this is the resistance which becomes support. We learned, right? Same. If once the
Yeah.
resistance breaks, it becomes support.
Support.
Second is this line as well. You see this right here where I can
Yeah.
see. Okay. And then second, I also see right here, you see this resistance. If I zoom this further, you see this was had really hard time going up, and then eventually. So I'm gonna draw here as well. So
Okay.
notice here what happened here. This was a great one. This if I had drawn this was long time before. This is like 1 year before,
Okay.
right? I could drew this. I couldn't find this area 1 year before when it happened here, so I could have been ready
Okay.
to buy at a very good. So
Yeah.
this stock went up from 90 to 100% almost. So
Yeah.
you see this huge returns. But if
Yeah.
you are seeing, oh my god, Dell is great, and you're buying here, you're buying here, you're buying here, and then you're up,
Yeah.
and then eventually you think, oh, you know what, it's gonna go up, and then next day you see it's going down, right? And you're like, oh my god, I'm
Yeah.
red, and I should have been buying here. But since you did not do your analysis, you
Yeah.
also did not do your what if analysis, you were just caught like a deer in headlights. Okay.
Yeah.
So now
Yes.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna devise a plan on this. Okay.
So
So
I
I
have
had
one question
yes,
now.
go ahead.
Okay. So for example, I'll give you your example. Okay. You said you have put that you got the Dell stock when it hit 1780 because that was a support line, right?
Yeah,
So you waited for the market. I mean, the market came down, then you got it, right?
correct. I just had my orders sitting right here at the support levels. So I didn't
Okay.
even know my market crashed. I didn't even know. Next day I looked at it, filled here. I was just busy at work, and it came down. It filled right here. It went down. I had my one more order right here as well at $60.
Yeah.
I did not get a fill
Okay.
at 60. So again, that's what I'm gonna come down to. What you said, what if analysis? I did. I was like, okay, if it comes down to 80, I'm gonna buy. If it comes down to 60, I'm gonna buy. If it comes down to 50, I'm gonna buy. But I'm gonna buy all
Okay.
these support levels. So what I do is
Okay.
let's say that I want to put $3,000 in it. Okay. So let's
Okay.
say I want to put $3,000 in it total.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna put 1,000 here,
Yeah.
1,000 another here, and then
Yeah.
more. So I'm still if it comes down, I'm ready to add more. I
Yeah.
am not
Okay.
panicking.
Because
When
it's a
other
long-term
people are
stock,
panicking,
right?
I am not panicking. I'm green. Market
Okay.
is red this year, right? My portfolio
Yeah.
is green.
Okay.
Okay. Why? Because
Yeah.
obviously I'm not because I did not buy right here, Dell. I did not buy here. When it was
Yeah.
here, everybody was like, should I buy? I'm like, I am not buying. I'm waiting here. Okay. And then I'm gonna wait for it. You can also buy here as well. If it comes down, there's a big drop here, right? But let's say you bought
Yeah.
here, okay, and then you also ready here, so you could have bought it here, and when this came, you
And
could have
here.
bought here as well. Now you have a good
Yeah.
average, and now you're like
Yeah.
taking up, but you're not
Yeah.
freaking out. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the
But
what if analysis we
in
did.
this scenario is only for long term, right? That we have to wait for the market to come down, then we can buy at the support level, right? This is
That is true, but also if you think about long term, you can say long term, but notice here this one, if you had bought it here, you could have got 100% return. Maybe you can. If it was me, I had this resistance right here. You see this area.
yeah.
This was the area. There was this cost. So I would. So you see how it came up here and then came down, and then eventually broke and then came down. But I would. So
Yeah.
what I would do? Let's say I'm up here. I'm up 50%. I'm gonna take some. I'll take some profit if you're up
Okay.
really nice. Okay, and then it comes down, you can
Yeah.
add back here again. But the whole idea is to have a plan device already and not freak out.
Okay.
You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
And not buying high as well. And then when it comes down, like what you did is you
Yeah.
bought high and then you come
Yeah.
down and
This
then
is
you sell
this
it
is
and then
the
it goes up
mistake I
again.
did. Yeah, this is the mistake I did in cost.
Okay, so what you did costs?
Yeah.
Is
I
that
bought
your
it
so let's look another
when
one.
the
So do you
GameStop
understand
happened.
Dell?
Yeah.
So do you understand Dell?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Should we
Yes.
look up another example?
Yeah.
Okay. So you said costs.
Yeah.
Okay, so this cost, first of all, I am never ever buying costs for long term.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
now
Yeah.
why? Now notice here. So let's look at the chart. I want you to look at the chart, and this does not require lots of
Yeah.
um,
And
you
this
don't have
was
to be
like a
smart.
main thing.
If you notice
Yeah.
here, if I look at cost, notice here it goes up one quick and then goes down. So basically,
Yeah.
very few chances to make money. One
Yeah.
time you bought here, you made money, and you had to sell right away too. Otherwise, you're screwed. Agreed? And
Yeah.
then you have a long
Exactly.
years and
Yes.
years of red, and then here if you get lucky, you get one more. Otherwise, it could go down. Again, if
Yep.
you buy one, so basically, what this means is that this is not a good stock for me to invest in. Period.
Yeah.
Agreed? Okay.
Agreed. Yes.
So I'm not buying.
Yeah.
Second thing is that also if you look here, this company is losing money per share all the time. Negative, negative,
Okay.
negative, negative. One positive right here, all negative. One positive,
Yeah.
but they basically this company is not consistent. Okay,
Yeah.
so I am not buying this stock. Now let's say if I do want to buy the stock and I think that this is a very good, eventually it's a good stock. Okay, so
Yeah.
in order to do that, I have to still do my technical analysis, find the best possible price. So
Yeah.
in this, let's just look at here. If I have to buy, okay, if I have to buy. So notice here, this is the area. This is the area right here where it went
Yeah.
up crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the area where I think that, okay, if it comes down to around this area again, around this area,
Yeah.
then there's a good chance,
Good.
because I'm gonna then there's a good chance of it bouncing again if I believe
Yeah.
in the company. Okay, then I'm gonna buy. So
Yes.
let's look at
Yeah.
here actually one of the companies that gives a good example. Okay, that's a good example. I can show you because it actually has worked, so we can actually go and
Lee
look.
Auto. I love this company. Yes.
Yeah, I actually
I've
had like
invested
I've
in
had
this one.
100% trades on this. I alerted this stock as well. So here you see actually I bought this stock right here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
and then it went up over 100, more than 100%. Okay,
Yeah.
and I also alerted this as well in my
Discord.
yeah, like for example, look here, um long term. Okay, so look, I alerted this at right here. Where's li upst jks? Okay, here it is. Li was $19, right? See this green box I drew?
Yeah.
Okay, look what it is as $18 and 19, right? It was right. Now
Yeah.
notice here. Now notice here. This is it. This was the area. It was this time. It was like this.
Yeah.
So I had this green
Yeah.
was $18 right here. Pretty about right here. So how?
Yeah.
So let's do analysis again. Okay, let's do analysis again.
Yeah.
So first is that this is the area. Notice here, this was again the conviction was that this company is a EV stock. Okay, so this is very,
EV
so
stock.
EV was
Yeah.
really high at that time.
Yeah.
So but what
Yeah.
happened with the stock? We found out li when it was all here. Everybody was talking about it. It was all up high,
Yes.
right? So what do? You
Yeah.
wait. You look for the support resistance. So the support area was, these are the support
Around
areas.
15. Yeah.
So this, if you know, let's look here. So this is the area where it was resistance, and then it broke out, and then it went down, came down to support right here. And then the next support is right here. So notice here, this area where this
Yeah.
was resistance, you can see, right?
Yeah.
And this was became support, and then it went
Yeah.
up, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
now it came down to say same area, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna buy around this. So I'm gonna wait, and I'm not gonna just get involved in everybody, like head in the hype, like you hear about it, and like here everybody thinks, oh, it's great. You're buying here, and it comes down, and then you're like screwed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's say that if I am an ally, how are we gonna do what we learned from our technical analysis? First, we're gonna do
We have
technical
to.
analysis. So what we're gonna
Yeah.
do is we're gonna find the support area. So this is a support area. This is a support area.
Yeah. Support
This is a
area
support
and
area.
one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I want
Diamond.
to buy,
Yes.
let's say I bought it right here. I have $3,000 to invest. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have $3,000 to invest. Okay. I can put
Okay.
1,000 right here. Okay.
Yeah. 25.
And it comes
Yeah.
down, I put another 1,000 right here, and I
Yeah.
put a third down, I put 1,000. So my average will be this area around $19.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it went from
20 will be
19 to
the average.
35, which is almost 80-90%.
Okay, I have one question now. See, now what I understood is I know the support level, for example, 25, 20, and 15. So let's say I average out and I buy at 20 is my average, and it start going up. Okay, so when is the right time to sell without
Good question. Good question.
yeah,
So same thing. So in that, we just like we did analysis to find support where the stock would come down. We're gonna do the same thing with the resistance where the stock had issue going up, where it had trouble finding going up. So notice here, you see this area.
Yeah,
where it
87. Yeah.
clearly showed you 1, 2 times it could not go and then it crashed.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Look what
Yeah.
happened. Exactly came to this area. Exactly. You could have literally top
Okay.
ticked it. Agreed?
Yeah.
And then what
Yes.
happened? And then what happened? It came down again. Same areas. We had this dawn. You could again could start buying. And again it
Yeah.
went down the same. You see this here, and then again it's having the
Yeah.
same time trouble right here. And again it did
Yeah.
here, and again it went up. So you see?
Yeah.
So what did we learn? So we learned three things. Okay. So we're going to summarize this. First, we have what if analysis. So
Yeah.
first we have technical analysis.
Yeah.
Okay, we draw the lines, we understand where we're gonna buy, and not just like get hyped into everybody's talking about. We're gonna do our
Yeah.
own technical analysis
On.
and find
Yes.
out,
Yeah.
and it's very simple,
Yeah.
like Drew, it's nothing hard. You find those areas. That's number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Number two is that you don't go all in, if it, especially if it's coming down, you don't go all in if you
Yeah.
just like following up. So if you divide your orders into three or two, you can do two
Yeah.
or three, and you first see how
Okay.
much money I'm willing to lose. 3,000. Okay, if it goes down to 1,500, am I okay? Like, if you
Yeah.
don't put 10,000 right here, you put 10,000 right here and it goes down, you're down 5 grand,
Yeah.
and you
You
don't
will
wanna.
panic. Yeah.
Now you're not gonna add where the real
Yeah.
opportunity came in to add, right?
Yes.
Correct. So you divided
Exactly.
your, so you did technical analysis, then you divided your orders, so you planned it before, you divided your orders. Okay, and then when it comes
Yeah.
down, you're ready. So if it comes down, you're ready. You're not thinking, okay, what should I do now? No, 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 you're already
Yeah.
ready because you already had your plan.
Yeah. Buy it. Yeah.
Correct. So you buy it, and then
Yeah.
you also have. And now another thing is, the third thing is the risk management, which is that you don't put all your, let's say if you have like let's say if you have a $10,000 account, I would put
Yeah.
max 2,000 in this trade, not more than that.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
20%
Yeah.
max, because you have like
Yeah.
five other good trades that you're putting at the same time. If it does go
Okay.
all the way down and you lose 10%, okay, it's possible that most likely you're gonna make 50% on another trade, so you'll make up.
Yeah.
So if you,
Got it.
let's say you lose 500, if you put $1,000, and max it keeps going down and you lose 50% of it, even if you're good average, still lose 50%.
Yeah.
So you lose 500, but in another trade, let's say this one trade that it worked, you're gonna make like 100%.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make 1,000. So eventually, even if three trades are right, okay, so
Yeah.
if you make you have three trades that are right, so you make 500. Oh, you make 1,000. You make
Yeah.
1,000, and you make another
Yeah.
1,000. So you make 3,000,
Yeah.
for example. Okay, and you
Yeah.
lose 1,000.
Yeah.
You're net
Yeah.
positive.
Exactly.
Okay.
2000. Yep.
Yeah. Currently, what I learned, what I heard from you and from your trading experience, what you're doing is that you make 100, you made 100, but then you lost 5,000 because your
Yes.
risk
I've done
management is
that.
all
Yeah.
messed up.
Yeah. I didn't do any research. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now this
No,
will help
not
me.
just the
Yeah.
research. Research is not that. It's the risk management. That is
Risk
more
management.
important.
Yep.
The
Yeah. I
risk
used to get
management is
panicked.
more
Yeah.
important. Okay, because
Yeah.
let's say that you make
Yes.
5 trades. Okay, you make five
Yeah.
trades, and you lose 5,000 in one trade, and you make 500 in four rest of the trades. 500.
Yeah.
You have a 80% of net win rate, yet you're down 3 grand.
Yeah.
So your risk management was all messed up because you did not allocate
Yeah.
funds properly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
what I would do is, like, whatever, I don't, tell me your risk. What is your risk per trade that you can lose that you're okay with it if you make 5 trades?
I mean, I'm okay. See, the amount I can invest, you're asking, and how much I can lose.
Yeah, just give me a ballpark.
Okay. If I'm investing 10,000, let's say, I'm ready to lose. I mean, the risk management will be 2,000 or $3,000, I would say.
Okay, right. So you have
That's
10,000.
20%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10,000, and in trades like these, this is like 100%. But let's say you just keep it, you get 50% return, right?
Yeah.
Which is, so basically a winning trade would be $5,000 for you, and losing
Yeah.
trades could be 2,000 to 2,500. Your risk.
Okay.
So each trade is going to be, has to be like this now for you.
Okay.
Each trade. So you're risking 2,000 with your proper uh, technical analysis, like enough.
Okay.
Okay. And so, like, now if you're down like
Okay.
2,000, now okay, time to take it out. Take out your money. The reason
Yeah.
why, because when you are right, you are going to make 5,000 and you're going to make it all up. But if you lose, let's say that you're down, let's say that you make one trade and you're down 8,000 on it. Even if three good trades, two good trades, you're not gonna be able to make it all back up. Does that make
We're
sense?
not matched. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So that's what you have to do. Agreed?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I have one question.
Yeah.
Let's take Lee as an example, and let's say I got lucky market Niche and I got that for $20 average. Okay, and then it went to 30, and maybe it will go high. Of course I'll read the market and do the technical analysis. What is the right time to sell? I know you told me that we have to the support level is at 45, for example, and then there's another support level at 30.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's
Like
okay, so let's look
I
at
mean
this one example. Okay, let's look at this example
yeah,
right here. Okay.
yeah.
So let's say that let's say you start buying right here.
For example, my question is I don't want to be greedy, so what is the
Correct.
right
That's
time
good. That's a
to,
good. That's
yeah,
a good point. So let's just do this example right here. Okay. So let's say that I buy right here. You were bought right here. You bought right here, and then you got another
yeah,
one right here because that's what's your plan, right? Coming down to this level.
yeah,
Okay. And
yes,
now starts to go. Now you starts to go popping up, right? So now at this time, you're risking. If you're risking like $2,000 around it in
yeah,
this $2,000 is gonna come down right here, right? It's gonna come down all the way. Okay, that's pretty much
yeah,
a lot, very far. So maybe you can cut it. But now you're starting to up. You're up 2,000. Okay, right here, and you have these lines on. You can start taking profit around this area at the resistance
okay,
levels, right below it.
okay, okay,
What I do is let's say that I'm up 50%. Okay, I will take 25% off.
okay. Take your investment out
I take your investment and then I
for
put my
part.
stop loss at this break even point.
Okay,
So now I'm only playing with the house money. Does that
yeah,
make sense? I'm just not.
yes,
I'm so now you're gonna be. This will give you even more now, and then if it gets bigger, you sell on the bigger spikes. Don't get greedy.
yeah,
You sell
yes,
on the bigger spikes. Okay,
yeah,
so then that's when you maximize it. So sell another twenty
okay,
percent, sell another 25%, and then if you see like good resistance coming up, okay, you had 100% take it out, or maybe leave the 10% running.
yeah,
Okay, one of my trades I did was Tesla. Okay, so I'll show you. One of my trades I did Tesla. Okay,
okay,
so I actually bought Tesla right here, right here,
okay,
and then I sold Tesla right here. Okay, and
okay,
I still have some Tesla. I sold 80% of it. Okay, in my long term.
okay,
So I'll tell you my plans, my thought process. I sold 80%. I'm still having 20% here, and I added again
yeah,
right here. Okay, and
okay,
I'm still like I'm green on it, but my average is around this area. Okay, so now I'm gonna tell you
okay,
what was the reasoning behind it. Okay, so what happened was that when Tesla went up like this, all the way up
yeah,
here, it was going up. Honestly, I missed Tesla. I was like really, I'm like, oh my god, it just kept going up. It just never, it was not coming down, going up and up and up. It come down here, and then okay, I'm gonna buy, and then again it kept going up, right? I never. So what I did first was didn't get like everybody else making money. I did not panic. I did not get FOMO because I believe,
okay,
because I've been trading for 8 years, right? So I believe,
okay,
I've seen it so much that I know that market will come down. Just don't,
yes,
it will come down. Let it come down to you, okay?
yeah,
So what happened was then this crash happened finally when everybody was like, oh my god, everybody was like, oh wow, it's going up so much. And when
yeah,
when that happened, then finally the crash happened. It came down from 500 to all the way 150. Imagine
yes,
500
yeah,
to 150, and everybody
yeah,
was scared. Like, oh no! And now I'm like, finally I got. So then I had my, and then, and actually I still did not buy. I was hoping this support level. Like
okay,
I had my order sitting right here, literally,
okay,
right here. I
yeah,
did not get it, and then it went up again. But then what happened
okay,
was, notice here, I was like, okay, so what I did was, okay, I divided my I was like, okay, I'm gonna put $3,000. Okay, so I'm
okay,
gonna put 1,000 here, I'm gonna put 1,000 here, I'm gonna put 1,000 more here, I'm gonna put if it comes down, I'm gonna put 1,000 more here. Okay,
okay,
so I was only able to put 2,000 in it. So I got
okay,
here, and then I got actually right on this area because this was support. So if you notice here, I had my technical analysis done at the time. So this was support. Notice here this area, you see.
Yeah.
So you see this is
Yes.
area. If you notice here, this was a
This is support
very
area.
this one. You see it went up from here, it
Yeah.
came down, and then it reclaimed, bounced here, bounced here. So this was a very good area. So I bought right
Yeah.
here. Okay, and then
Yeah.
I was prepared if it comes down more, I'm gonna add more here.
Yes.
But guess what? It never happened. Okay,
Yeah.
and then it took off. It took
Yeah.
off. It took off. I had this
Yeah.
support resistance
Because
drawn right here. Look.
because I got Tesla in 2024 Jan or Feb. I mean, Raymond James got for me, and that they got it for 170, I think.
Because that's a good price. So notice here, but I'm
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
answering a question on where to sell. So notice that I had this support resistance
yeah.
drawn. Look. So I sold right
Okay.
here, and I had some more. I sold 50% right here, and then I sold another 30% right here. Right, 498 was my sell.
Okay.
But why? But what the point was that I had this resistance drawn. You see right here. So I knew that this was the
Yeah.
area. Okay. But look, it kept going. So I sold more. I kept selling, and now it came down. But my average is around this area, so I added again right here.
I get added again. Yeah.
Yeah, I added some
Okay.
more again.
Got
I
it.
did just 20% here. Like I just put like $1,000 in it. But that $1,000 up like I'm up like another $800 on it total from this.
Okay.
But it was a
Okay.
small trade, right? Very small trade. But this made me
Yeah.
like 5 grand. This.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was very low risk, you see. So one trade made me
Yeah.
like so much that covered all my losses, if any of I
Yeah.
had. But now another one, I give you example. I added Kava, so I bought Kava right here. You see, I made lines drawn right here. You see already. Look, I
Yeah.
bought Kava right here. When the market crashed, I bought Kava right here. But now I
Okay.
believe Kava is because it's very happening. It's a very new stock, but the company is already it's a food, right, food chain, and
Okay.
it's really so I believe in this company. But I'm not gonna buy it here. But I believed in the company, so when it was all here, I
Yes.
want to buy. I've been watching Kava from here, but I did not buy.
Okay.
I waited for it to come down, and I already have my more ordered here. It's gonna come down. I'm gonna add more. I'm gonna add more. I'm gonna add more. So my average will be somewhere around this area, if it comes
If it
down,
falls, yeah.
and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
take a massive return.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Okay, so I have now my next question is
Yes.
how do you do your research for the stocks? Like for example, how you came up with Kava?
Good question. Good question. So now this actually so this one comes in from yours. So basically what it is that this is my investment. So this is not day trading. Day trading is completely separate, right?
Yes.
But for
Yeah.
investment strategies, one of my investment strategies, I only buy things that I like, stocks that I like, I personally use, okay, or I've seen it. It's like everybody raving about it, talking about it, okay. So
Yeah.
Kava. If you notice, I don't know if you heard about Kava. It's like a Chipotle restaurant, but for
Okay.
Mediterranean, okay.
Okay.
So many people are talking about it, and then I went to this restaurant. Oh my god, it's really like nice, posh, um, Mediterranean style, people loving it. And then I see the stock, and then I look at the financials. They're already profitable, and they're just really expanding. So what happened? That's why
Okay.
the stock just went crazy. Okay, but what I did
Yeah.
was I waited,
Yeah.
and I waited. But I was like, okay, fine. Once it comes down, because this is the hype. Hype is there, but is it just the hype, or the companies actually has strong fundamentals? So I just do some basic fundamental research. Are they making money? Are they losing money? So they're, if you notice here, they're consistent. If you just look at here, they consistently have a positive um, ratio
Yeah.
of okay. So
Okay.
they're not losing money. Okay. So
Okay. Yeah. So sorry. Go ahead, please.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's how I do it. So another would be Nvidia, right? Another would be
Nvidia.
Apple.
Yeah.
I like Apple. Another would be Microsoft. I know I use Microsoft. So when Microsoft
Yeah.
comes down to these support levels. So this is so here, look at this. I bought Microsoft right here. I mean, I just added some, but not a lot. But you see this support area?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's just
Yep.
further down. Look here, exactly came down to the T.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I had my orders, so literally bought right here. I bought Target. I don't know if it's a Target right here, actually. So you see, I bought Target right here. You see my line drawn right here. You notice here,
Yeah.
look, this was the support where it initially went up crazy, right? Clearly, it was very simple.
Okay.
You can easily see chart. Went up crazy.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah.
Come down. I bought target right here, right here.
Yeah.
And if it comes down more, I'm gonna add more. But reason why is I'm gonna add more because it's target.
Yeah.
It's not costs. You
Yeah.
understand the difference.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
company, they have their net revenue is in billions. Okay,
Yeah.
and so that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. I'm looking at so it's called fundamental analysis and technical analysis, both combined at the
Okay.
same time. Then you do
Okay.
risk management, and then you put in proper. Still, I think that
Okay.
this target could go to zero, but most likely it's not, very very unlikely. But still, it could go to zero. So I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm only putting
Yeah.
in 10% of my portfolio. Okay,
Okay.
so
Got it.
that's how. Any other question? I think that's enough
No,
for
no.
like. Does
This
that
is
help you?
pretty. Yes, this is so. I mean, it really helped me. Now I can read the. Yeah, it made me understand the how to read the charts. At least the resistance and the support.
Correct.
Yep.
Reason support, and then understanding, not getting freak out,
Yes.
and then also selecting your stocks that you're buying.
Selecting your stocks.
Okay,
Yeah.
so selecting
That's
your
right.
stock, that's number one. So high quality stocks at support levels, and
Yeah.
then also at the same time averaging in at good price levels, and then doing risk management with proper portfolio percentage. um,
Yeah.
okay,
Yes, sir.
that way you
Yes.
will make more money than the average market return.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
also at the same time, what I do, one more thing which you didn't notice, all these stocks that I was talking about, they all give dividends. So when
Yes.
you're holding
Okay.
longer, you're getting dividends on top of it.
Okay.
Okay, so you, even if the stock is down, you're red, you're still gonna be making money on it. Actually, one of my loss that I'm in right now is Verizon. I've been holding this stock for 3 years.
Okay.
So I actually, let me show you. This is the stock that I'm in. I mean, my average is like around this area, around $48. Okay,
Okay.
but I've made money. Still, I'm positive. Even though I'm negative, I'm still like made money on it.
Okay.
So let me just give you an example and then we call it a day. Okay, so
Okay.
this is, so I actually bought Verizon. So this, you see this support right here.
Yeah.
So this was support, right? It was bouncing every single time. You see this, how it's bouncing, bouncing,
Yeah.
bouncing. So I
Yeah.
bought Verizon right here.
Okay.
Okay, and then I had this support right here. I bought Verizon more right here, and then guess what happened? Boom, crashed. And then I bought
Yeah.
Verizon more right here. My average is around this area now. I started buying here, but my average is this area, around this area.
Okay.
Okay, so then I did not buy this area because I was like, oh my god, this is too much now. I'm not gonna buy more, but I could have bought here fourth one. But I had my risk management done that I'm gonna buy 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. So I bought these three. My
Okay.
average, so now it came down even more. I could have added, my average would have been even amazing, and I've been green right now on it. But what's happening is that now, if this is Verizon, they again uh,
Yeah, there's
they
a good telecom company
it's
here.
a good telecom company, but also it gives you 5%, 5 to 6% yearly dividend.
Okay.
So even if I put this money in my out somewhere, I still would have not gotten a good return, because in the savings you get 4% right now, the best.
Yeah.
So still I'm getting,
Yes.
so my money still is like in the bank pretty much. And then
Yeah.
eventually, if when it goes up, I'm gonna be like making money on top of it. So I think I'm gonna sell right here and sell there. Um, but you see the
Okay.
point.
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't
Yeah.
panic even though this huge crash like this. Normally I would, if when with no experience, I would have literally um, freaked out. Okay,
Yeah.
so another one that is that Uber. So now Uber would have been a great one. So why would, so you select
Yeah.
Uber
Uber
because
is a good
Uber is
example.
everywhere. Agreed. Uber is
Yes.
everywhere. So when Uber came down right here, which was this support area, you could have bought right here, and look, it would have been giving you a
Yeah.
huge return, right? So you
Yeah.
have to understand. You have to have a understanding
So
of
now
your
let's say if
surroundings.
I'm a new trader, let's say I want to invest in Uber, I would not buy now. I would wait for
So what
the
you would do is
training.
you will look here, right here, this support
Yeah.
area. You see, so you
Yes.
want to buy right here.
Support area.
You see right here. So
Yeah.
this 45 to went, well, this is like 20% it went up. So you could have made in like 1 week
Yeah.
20%, which market gives you all in
Yeah.
all, not even a year. But if you understand
Yeah.
support, so what I would do is I would buy right here. Then there was another
And
support
then
right
if it
here. I
falls
would buy
down,
right
buy
here.
there. Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
buy right here. Again, the knowing that this company is so strong that eventually the
Yeah.
bounce will be covered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do that. And you can just join my Discord. If you have any questions on there,
Yeah.
I do post,
You just send me
stocks.
the. Yeah. Just send me the link for Discord, and I don't know. Just wanted to ask you, the classes you are taking now. It can be. It doesn't have to be in the. It can be in the weekends too, right?
Yeah, like I mean, I right now I'm not really doing much. I mean, I do one on one if somebody needs it. I do one on one
Yeah.
sessions. Um, and yeah, so if they need it, if you need a one on one session, let me know. I do, but like
So
depending
I
on my
need one
time,
more
right?
class because see, I won't be starting investing right away because I need to learn more. But
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
this thing, what you're showing me the charts, if next week, if you can have time, maybe we can. I already have an account with this Charles Schwab, I
Sure,
think.
think or swim.
Yeah. So if you can just show me how, to
How to
set
draw
this
this
thing
and how to do?
up.
Yeah, we can do that
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah.
We can do that.
So
Okay.
that, yeah. And then, yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay, Salman.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for your time. This helped.